All right, you guys, say hi when you are on. I'm going to do like a little Q&A at the end, I think. Hopefully I can see the comments, and just waiting for a few more minutes and getting my camera set. I'm not really set up for this, but I wanted to jump on here and do my hitting 101 tutorial. I actually, wow, we got like 25 people. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start. I don't want to delay. So my name is Jen Edwards, and I played Division I college softball. Got a full ride softball scholarship to Texas State. And I happened to give feedback yesterday to a young girl. I actually did a video feedback for her because I was typing it out and it just didn't work out. I wasn't sure if my point was going to get across to her, and I said, I'm just going to go outside and film it. So I got a lot of great feedback, people wanting more. So I thought, okay, well, I'll get on here and just do my thing. I'm a pro instructor. I give lessons all the time, and I do clinics and all kinds of stuff. So I am sharing with you what I have created. It's an 8-step breakdown of the swing. So it's really broken down small, and it's something that you can teach your kids. If you're coaching at any level, you can break it down for them. So go ahead and post your questions, and then at the end, I'm going to try to go back and see if I can answer anything specifically, but I don't want to make this too long because my 8 steps is a little bit tedious. It's a little long, but to explain it all. So here we go. All right. So I actually start with, and just to back up too, a really important thing to do is to get your kids to create a routine. You want to create a routine for their at-bats, and that helps them de-stress. Okay. So whatever they do, and if they want to watch a bunch of videos and see what they like and then kind of make their own, that would be awesome. So I do, when I step into the box, I create big rhythm, what they call big rhythm. So I'm going to swing my bat nice and big, and I'm going to get into my strong athletic stance, which is phase 1. Phase 1 is strong athletic stance. So you get into your strong stance. You want to bend everything. You want all your joints to be soft, bent, and you want them to be stacked. Okay, you want your body parts to be stacked, and you want to have your weight just a slightly more on your back side to begin with, but pretty centered. Okay, like maybe, I'd say 50-50 down the line with your core, but you're really gonna throw a little bit more, maybe 60% back on that back leg. All right, your feet should be shoulder width apart. If you were, I don't know, can you guys see my feet? I don't know if you could see my feet. All right, right here, your door knocking knuckles are lined up. I'm sure you've heard that, right? If you knock on a door, you're gonna line up those door knocking knuckles. And the grip is super important because we're seeing so many girls that are rolling over, right? Give me some likes or some hearts if you're seeing that. Now, we don't want that, but if you're seeing that rollover happen through the swing prior to contact or right as they're contacting the ball and the ball shooting down, that's a huge problem. That usually happens, that's usually because of their grip. They are choking the chicken. They're squeezing their handle too tight, and they're probably putting doing their grip in the palm of their hand and then wrapping, and they're not able to get that nice extension. In order to get that nice extension, you've got to have your bat, your handle lined up. It's kind of like a golf grip in a way. You want to have pressure. You want to create pressure right here under that pointer finger on both hands in order to direct the barrel and to control the barrel as it goes through the swing, okay? If they are here in the center, you have this spot right in here, and the barrel just kind of scoops and there's too much play. Or the handle, I'm sorry, the handle. There's too much play in it, and that's where you get that like lazy, wavy bat going through the zone, okay? So if you have your hands lined up, you have your barrel lined up in the fingers, and then roll your fingers through, and then get yourself set with your, it's almost like a little, I say it's like a ladder. You could say, for the young kids, there's a little man walking up the steps of your fingers, do, straight up, okay? Or you could say play the flute, something like that, whatever works for you. But that's kind of like the grip that you want. And the other thing I say also is, if you can point when your bat is on your shoulder and you can point to yourself, be like, you're the man, you're the girl, you're the whatever, right? I'm the shit. If your fingers are pointing straight out or up, then your hands are probably not accurate. You need to work your fingers, work your hands up the bat. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Point to yourself. I got this. Yeah? Okay. So you get into your phase 1, get into your strong athletic stance. Everything's bent. Take that deep cleansing breath. Focus. You can say that exit word as you exhale. You're saying a positive word to get yourself to focus on the ball. I like to use that word a lot. You could pick any positive word. Then phase 2. Also, huge thing. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun. Elbows down, upside down B. I'm going to go in on this also. A lot of this is happening. We are hearing that, we still hear this to this day. This is old, outdated. Get your back elbow up. We hear it all the time. Everywhere I go, every ball field I walk around, I'm hearing it. If that's the only critique people are saying, they're saying one thing, that's what I hear. Get your elbow up. The reason why the reason why that's happening is they're saying elbow up is to try to not get the kids to hitch. But what that does is actually get them to hitch even more, okay? So if you get your elbow up, can you swing like that? You can't swing like that. What do you have to do? You got to drop your elbow. So why start there if it's not going to be there through the swing? So we're trying to minimize our movements, okay? And what that does is it actually creates even a bigger hitch. So the whole point of the elbow up thing is so we don't hitch, but yet that's exactly what's happening, okay? So elbows down, upside down B, they should just be relaxed, straight down. No squeezing, but just relax, upside down B, okay? All right, so phase 1, strong athletic stance. You're looking at your pitcher. And phase 2 is set. All you're doing is raising your bat off the shoulder. That's it. 1, 2. This is what I do. In my clinics, I get the girls lined up, phase 1, and I actually do that. And they do it with me. 1, 2. 1, 2. No movement, no changing level. The only thing that's happening is the bat's lifting about 5 to 7 inches off your shoulder. You're getting your hands set. This happens a lot. We don't want our hands to be out away from our body. We don't want to do that. We don't want to create this gap. Oh boy. Oh, there goes my wood pile. Are you laughing with me? Okay. Where was I? I totally forgot my train of thought. Somebody tell me what I just said. All right, so we're on phase 2. Oh my goodness. This is not working out well. Can somebody come over here and hold this camera for me? All my kids are playing. They just got home from school and they're out playing. Which is where they should be, right? Oh boy. Okay, stay. Okay. A lot of times you see, oh yeah, good stuff. Thanks, James. Okay, a lot of times you see them they're standing straight up and then they go like this. And they squat while they're doing phase 2, right? We need to have our eyes start from the beginning, stay at the same level, and end at the same level, okay? All right. Yes, not creating a gap, thank you. Okay, so we don't want that. We want to stay right by the ear, okay? So we can take our hands inside, keep our hands inside our body. Phase 2, the set. Phase 3, launch and load. This is where you launch your leg forward. You do your toe tap, which isn't totally necessary, but most of us do it. You can start without launching your leg forward. If you do, you have to be in your power stance from the beginning. Totally fine, okay? If you're in your power stance, if you're in the correct power stance is if you get your feet wide enough so that you can basically like squat in your the strongest weight that you can have. So if you're going to give somebody a piggyback ride, you can say, okay, I'm going to jump on your back. Get ready to support me. and they'll go, oh, okay, you know, and they get their feet wide. That's their power stance. That's the stance they should be in without a step. With the step in, they're right outside the hips, little, maybe shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider. And then from set, they're going to launch and load. Now, we want to make sure that when they launch their leg forward, they don't put their body weight on the weight of their leg launching out. You have to keep your body still as you launch that leg forward, okay? And we're creating kind of a counterbalance. So if we're loading our hands, we're launching our leg, here's our center core, and we are launching and loading. Launching the leg forward with a quiet toe tap. It is not big, it is not loud, it is not heavy. You don't want them to bring it up. That jars our eyes, shakes our vision, okay? We are going to go from here, from set, launch and load, and you stay within your frame. 1, 2, 3. This is what you can do with them. 1, 2, 3. Have your coaches walk around. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that they're following all the things that we've talked about. Give them positive cues. Awesome, that looks great. Let's pull your hands in a little bit closer to your body by the ear. Let's quiet that toe like a mouse. Quiet like a mouse. Nice little toe tap, okay? Phase 4. You're like, let's get on with it. Phase 4. 1, 2, 3. Can anybody guess what phase 4 is? What are we doing here? Phase 4. Phase 4. Once a week, okay. Anybody, phase 4. Phase 4. Hips. Phase 4 is hips, okay? Hands stay put. 1, 2, 3. Hips are 4. Hips begin, okay? This is all like slow motion happening. Hips start to begin. I'm an old school hitter. Yes, Colleen, hips. So Peter's like, swing already. 1, 2, 3, hips start. Notice that my knob, my bat is not connected to my hips. They're not going yet. This is how you get separation if you have kids that are doing it at the exact same time. We don't want to sweep. We don't want to create that. We want to create a resistance and kind of like that whip, okay? And then that's how you're going to get most power. All right. So we got the hips are 4. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 is hips, 5 is knob. That knob goes straight inside the ball. And I hear a lot also, take your hands to the ball or knob to the ball. Well, if they did that literally, they would be hitting the ball with their knob. So we don't really want to say that. We want to say knob inside the ball because we need to create the distance, right? Where's the sweet spot on the bat? Have them grab the sweet spot. They need to know where they want to hit the ball, okay? Look how far your hands are from the sweet spot, okay? We need to get our hands a certain distance from the ball in order to hit the part of the bat that we want to make contact with, okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, still upside down B. See that? Not this. It's just straight inside the ball, wherever it is, inside, outside, middle, high, low. You're taking your knob slightly above, well, it depends on what kind of hitter. We'll get into that later. I'll talk about that later. But you basically are taking your hands inside the ball, and then, now what's next? Anybody? What we got? Come on, get those fingers going. What's after knob? Barrel, right? Barrel. Then we're going to make contact. Contact is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 is hips, 5 is hands, 6 is contact. When you get to contact, I'll do it from this way. I'm a lefty, so everything's backwards for most of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you get to contact, everything needs to be lined up from the center of your body. Your nose, down your core, your hands should be lined up so that they're splitting the belly button. And then your hips should be totally in line. Yes. Extensions coming next. You got it. Once you get to that contact point, everything should be in line in order for the rest of the body to get connected from contact through extension. Okay? So we've got 1 is set. 1 is strong athletic stance. 2 is set. 3, launch and load. 4 is hips. 5 is hands. 6 is contact. 7 is extension. 8 is finish. Woo! Okay. Unlock shoulders. How so, David? All right, ready? 1. I'm not sure what you mean by that. That's why I said that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull, pull, pull. Everything's connected together. And 8. I had somebody ask me about their kid. I forget who it was. Their kid is shoulders. What do you ask me about shoulders? Yes, whip. Colleen says whip the barrel. Yes. When you whip a towel, you know, if you're like chasing each other around the kitchen with a hand towel and you get that whip, right? That's exactly what we need to do. Like, make sure your kids know how to do that, because that's exactly what's happening. You're doing something inside, and the action, the impact is happening away from the hands, right? It's happening out away from the hands, which is exactly what this is, okay? So there, the one person was asking me about their kid isn't using their hips, although they were getting their legs in it, but they weren't connected. You teach hips and shoulders connected, hands and knob are whipped around. Some people teach that. Teach their own. I like to, there's a slight lag. I don't know how, I mean, like I said, everybody does different things. So some of you will like this, I'm sure, and some of you will hate it. I don't know, whatever. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But you've got to modify your teaching and your instruction to fit you. Okay. So, anyways, about the power, you've got, if the kid is doing their hips and then just swinging through, but not connecting the hips with their hands and their swing, their contact, then what's happening is, it's the analogy I used for a couple kids was like, if you're walking up to somebody and we're supposed to meet at a certain point up there, and we both start at the same time, and we just walk slowly to each other. I mean, are we going to get there at the same time or what? You know, and then we're gonna continue, and then we're gonna join and then keep going. So if we in order to not get that, I'm actually combining two different things, two theories. So a lot of times you say, time the pitch. Make sure you time the pitch. If you are timing the pitch, you're slowing your swing down. We want to time the rhythm of the pitcher through phase 1, 2, and 3, and then that's it. Okay? All right, so 1, we're timing the pitcher's rhythm. As soon as her hands come together to join the ball and the glove, the ball could be in the glove as well. They could just stay there right there. But when the pitcher comes together, that's when you set. When the pitcher strides, you start your stride. You start your launch and load, number 3. 1, 2, 3, and then you're creating a negative to then come into the positive, the explosion. Yes, I use that all the time, Colleen. Analogy of a boxer throwing a punch for power. Absolutely. You have to create a little bit of a negative to come back and hit. If I'm going to stand here and I'm going to try to hit you, but I'm starting from right here and then just going straight out, I'm only going to be so powerful. But if you watch boxers, they get their body in it, they pull back, they get that negative, and then they come through and get that positive, and the impact is way greater. Awesome, Colleen. Great point. Peter, thank you. I love you. Awesome. Okay. I don't know, any questions? What you got? I know I'm jumping all over the place. I got so much info to give out. I don't know if I can see everybody and their comments. Oh, if that was correct. Oh, so yeah, so Chris, the hips and shoulders connected. Oh, you're seeing my steps. Sorry. So yeah, I teach a slight lag, and a lot of baseball, pro baseball players teach that as well. In the facility I coach at, there's just a slight delay. The other thing too is, if you teach hips and hands together, the change-up's going to kill them every time, because they're already committed and then they can't stop. So if you're triggering, they should be triggering their hips and getting their hips to get into the specific point line and starting that action, and then they can say no to the pitch if they don't like it. Okay, so if I'm here and ready to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm watching the pitch come in, I'm loading up, no, and I watch it. I say no, I'm not going to hit it. My hips are fired, they're triggered. My hands haven't gone yet, so I can delay on the change up, and I can tap into as much power as I can with the rest of the body energy I have, and then knock that baby out, right? If you go all at the same time, you usually can't stop. It's too much energy to combine together, and young girls don't have the strength in order to put the brakes on. Anything else while I'm here? That's pretty much it. Let's see. Oh, I'm missing a bunch. Hold on, let me see here. Bat angle when loading hands. Bat wrap. Yeah, okay, so, oh, every time I scroll up, I flip the video around. We want the bat at a 45-degree angle. We don't want it flat. We don't want it pointing up the sky. We want it resting on the shoulders at an angle. The same angle we're going to take as we approach the pitch. Like I said before, minimizing your movements. With the, when you wrap the bat around, we don't want to be a wrapper. If you wrap your bat around your head, think of how long it's going to take to get that barrel all the way around where you want it. And what happens is you're leading with the barrel instead of your hands. So if you start the action of the barrel coming around, then you're going to end up sweeping, right? And the hands will never be able to do what they need to do to get inside the ball. You probably end up hitting the ball low on the bat instead of the sweet spot, or missing it. There's a whole variety of things you can do with that, because you're not able to be like hone in on and being specific about where the knob is firing. The knob is huge on where it goes in relation to where the pitch is coming in at. That knob has to get right above slightly above the ball, inside the ball, in order to get the barrel angle down on it. Or if you're hitting it down, obviously you're going to change that angle just a little bit and follow through down or follow through up for a fly. Tenses up. Work on some deep breathing. Best way to teach her to loosen up without her hands getting sloppy with batting. Teach her some breathing and how to give her confidence with. If she tenses up, then you want to tell her to relax. You want to give her the opposite. Not say don't, because that's a negative. Don't tense up, but just give her the opposite of that. So if she's tensing up and shrugging the shoulders and too tight, we want to take a deep breath, and on the exhale, in our mind and our self-talk, which is a whole nother ball game, mental training. That's what I did my thesis on, so I should probably share some of that too. On that exhale, we want to say, relax. So if she's tense and she's nervous, relax. So that's the exit. That's the exhale word in your mind, and it's through the exhale. Okay, so in my mind I just said relax. Okay, so that's what you're doing in phase 1. Relax on the exhale. Deep breath. Set. Fire away. Okay. In slow motion, my 8-year-old daughter is watching Oh, more and more. Awesome. Hi, Dustin's daughter. Keep front shoulder in, don't fly open. Okay, so if they're dropping, I had that yesterday, a question. If they're dropping their shoulder, again, you don't want to say don't drop your shoulder, because then that's a negative. When we're under stress, we take out the don't, and what do? Drop our shoulder. Don't strike out. We're under stress and we're up there, and when we're under stress, we take out the don't, and what do we have left? Strike out. Okay, so you want to give them the positive. You want to flip the negative of the don't word is the negative. We want to flip it to a positive. So what do you want them to do instead of don't strike out? Make good contact. If they make good contact, they're going to get a good hit. So give them a very small cue of what to do, and then what you want to happen will happen, right? So instead of don't strike out, say make good contact. Pick a spot on the ball, right? We want to hone in on it, like a hawk, and the ball is the mouse. We're hungry and we want that ball, okay? Hone in on it. So with the back shoulder, if you're dipping, they're dipping that back shoulder down, tell them to keep your front shoulder down, because then they'll level out. So say, keep your front shoulder down. You're giving them a positive cue, positive feedback. How to stop them from dropping their wrist mid-swing. Dropping their wrist. I'm trying to figure out what you mean by that. Dropping their wrist. Justine, what do you mean by dropping their wrist mid-swing? I'll come back to you, or you can message me. Back elbow is tucked under her swing. What can I do to keep this from happening? Daughter's back elbow. Tucked under. Sorry. I literally have painter's tape holding my phone up. Oh boy. So it's tucked underneath like that. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Technical difficulties. Tucked underneath. So I think you mean here. So when you tell her to get into the set position, she should come here, and then just tell her to focus on getting that knob here. If she's tucking under, then she's probably going to end up tilting. But why don't you message me on that and maybe show me a video, send me a video, and then start with an open. No, I don't like to start with an open stance or a closed stance. I like to be straight through. If you're teaching young kids, have them start regular. Not open or closed, just straight, even. Draw a line. It should be parallel to the plate. Okay? Like parallel to the box. If you're doing young kids, I'm thinking young kids here. Obviously when you're older and you got your swing down, you could do an open stance and pull it in. I don't like a closed stance ever through the swing because it limits your power from your hips. Nope. Very funny, Mike. How to keep her from dropping. Oh, this is going to go on, isn't it? Okay, let's see. Dropping the elbow. Take a noodle, a swing, like a pool noodle, and stand way behind her. So you're going to hold the noodle. She's going to be up here, and you're going to be way away from her so you won't get hit. And you're going to hold the noodle under her elbow, under her frame, her hitter's frame, this is your hitter's frame. And she can't touch the noodle. She's got to stay right through. Maybe that will help. Go get a dollar noodle, a swim noodle. Okay. Shake herself out before she bats. Confidence too. Give her that external motivation. That's where they build that self-confidence. And also say, so what? We all strike out. We all fail all the time. You have to make sure that you're still, and it's not failing, really. You're learning. They're learning. We're going to consistency is the hardest thing in the game. The professional baseball players, I can't say softball because they don't get paid very much in the pro league, but the professional baseball players get paid to fail 70% of the time. If their batting average is 300, okay? They're getting paid millions of dollars to fail 70% of the time. What job could you have where you could fail 70% of the time, still get paid millions, and not get fired? There is none. It is a game of failure. So when they strike out or when they fail, instead of saying, oh, it's okay, shake it off, be like, what'd you learn from it? Give feedback to your teammates. What pitch did she throw you? Was it low? Was it high? Depending on what age they are. You know, if the ball has any movement, what pitch was it? Was it a changeup? What did you learn? Oh, awesome. That is a great tool. When you get back up there on that, if you got 2 strikes on you, look out for that pitch. Maybe she'll throw it again and you'll know it's coming. Things like that. I think this is going to go on for a while. Bat tends to drop and not level during the swing. Have her do some punching bag stuff. If her wrists aren't strong, have her do some push-ups. If she can't do regular push-ups, do modified push-ups, not girl push-ups, modified with her wrist, with her instead of just on her hands, with her. I can't get my phone to set. Ah. Oh boy. With her hands like this. So you know when you push-ups like this, right, either here or here, and you're doing push-ups like that, that can build up that strength. You can also do dumbbells, little stuff to build the wrists, the forearms. When I played in college ball, they were like Popeye arms. They were huge. I'm really old now, so they're gone. But you got to do all those little wrist curls and all that fun stuff. And the one where you go back like that. Okay, let me see. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I got to go make dinner. Daddy's going to be home soon. Let's see. The bat tends to drop and not level. Oh, yeah. And the bat is super light. It takes time. How old is she? Justine, like 8? Bat drag. Mike, I'm not sure what you mean by bat drag. If it's a question or what. Timing with the fisher. Yeah. Do you teach taking a step? Yep. Launch and load. So phase 3 is, so it's 1, 2, launch and load. You take that step. It's a very quiet like step. I don't know if you guys can take a picture, but I'm gonna flip it around. I taped this up here. This is my breakdown. Just gonna screenshot that baby right there. Yeah. Yes, being positive is key every day. You're welcome, Louie. Thanks for hopping on, guys. Yes, every strike brings me closer to the next home run. Love that. Yep, so the rollover with the wrists. Young girls are usually very flexible, so this is going to be my last one. When they get to extension, a lot of times what happens when they get to contact, the impact of the ball hitting the bat causes them to break their the bat's plane. You want to, and you can tell them that's why we're learning math in school, is because it's all about softball, to help us with softball, okay? Because the bat, when it gets to contact, in order to get that nice extension through, all right, wherever the rollover is happening, it shouldn't happen until they get past, past their front foot. Rollover shouldn't happen until they're past the front foot, because then the ball is off the bat. You want to, a really good cue is you want to carry the ball in your bat as long as you can through the zone. So when you get to contact, you're going to lock in, everything locks in, and your legs and the rest of your body resists and fights against it and tries to carry the ball in your bat as long as you can through the zone, and then pull that torso through, finish. Yeah, you got to hit the bat on the shoulder because you have to make sure that you can, as soon as it comes through, you drop it and run. If our upper body is not as strong as men, so men's swings open, the swing opens up more and they can put on the brakes because their upper body strength, they could put on the brakes and not strain anything and drop the bat wherever they need to. We don't have that strength. We have to come through, pop it off, drop it, and dig out. So that's kind of my explanation for that, for the whole bat thing, because I know people talk about that all the time. Okay. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Let me know. You can tag me in any questions you have, and I'll try to get to you. This has totally ignited me to start a YouTube channel and do tips and stuff like that. So I will share that with you guys. Once I start doing that, I'll do little shorter clips of specific things. So if there's specific things that you want to know about and how to teach, then I can break that down and show you different drills and make those practice plans fun. Move around a lot, delegate, ask parents to help you, put them on a station, plan ahead, and do some team bonding, fun little goofy things. I love to end with something right at the end of practice. I love to end where they're walking away smiling and laughing after all of the drills and running and all that stuff. So that's always great too. So those little team building exercises, silly things. There's lots of stuff you can find on the web. So have fun, you guys. We're so excited for spring and for softball. So take care. Have a great night. Bye.